Hello, this is Ronnie. I am back here with a clip focusing on gold and silver. Just a brief announcement. I am going to introduce a special offer again this week, and I'm going to let it run through the festive season. So take a look. Maybe you want to have a go at a trial at 50% off. I will be providing more details at the end of this clip. So if you're interested, please stay on. Other than that, I wish you have pleasant viewing and good trading. Bye now. This is the chart of gold priced in US dollars, and things are heating up. Absolutely, things are heating up here for gold. And the first thing I have to tell you is that the pattern as it stands right now is not ready, as far as I can see, for a straight drop down, and it's not ready for a surge up here if we are to use the pattern of a triangle taking place here. Because if it goes up in a huge C, and it could shoot back towards 2000 or so, with this being an A, you remember this alternative that we had, this being an A, and then you have A, B, C, D, E. Do you see the E is missing here? And even the D might not be finished. So this is not ready as a B complete, preparing it for a short C all the way up there. That's one thing. The other thing is, how about going down? Even this doesn't appear to me to be complete. If I have this as an A, that's a B, that's a C, that's a D, the E leg would be extremely brief if it is complete. Yeah, it would look extremely brief, and then it'll drop. But I just looking at we will see the details. Looking at the E leg, it doesn't look to me like it's complete. And certainly the momentum, both in silver and gold, is showing that there is almost certainly further upside. Now, you ask yourself, what I'm doing with my 1-2 here, and there is another 1-2 here. What is this? Well, this is something that might be necessary in case gold is going completely berserk and it's going to shoot above this level, and it's not going to listen to any of the explanations that are provided. It's just got its own mind and it's just flying like that. If that takes place, and it is not out of question, because when you look carefully at the daily scale, look what's going on here. Do you see this giant inverse head and shoulders here? If you have a bit of experience in looking at charts, you can see this massive inverse head and shoulders, and this one is starting from mid-2013. This is a massive build-up, absolutely. This is just one thing. Look at this. The downtrend here was pretty impactful in the downtrend line here, was pretty impactful in pushing the price down on the first meeting. And then the second meeting, it just waffled through and then managed to pop its head higher. And then what it did effectively now, it came back to retest the area of the breakout. Do you see this? Do you see that it came down here? So these arguments, and I'm now providing you, they're basically favoring an explosion in gold going a lot higher. I'm not here, of course, to decide for gold what to do, what Mr. Market should do. I am providing you with various scenarios. We are trying to assess the odds. That what we are here to do. We can't do much more than that. We can't influence the market, of course. But I'm just providing you here an idea that if we do see a short, a violent short, and given the speed of advance that we have seen up to now, it's quite possible it's going to knock on the head right here, knock on the door. Okay, that is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. Do you see? It'll knock on the door, pop its head, wait here a bit, and then just take off. Yeah. So in that case, what we're going to do, we're going to take this as 1-2. This is just a suggestion, okay? We'll have to deal with the details as it emerges. Yes, that it is going this way. That is a 1-2, and that will be another 1-2. Basically, it's going into a third wave, into a 3 of 3. You know that the stock market in the US is just going up and up and up. When you look at the Dow and you try to run some Elliott wave counts, you effectively can't come up with a, as far as I'm concerned, you can't come up with a sensible wave count when you look at the daily scale or the weekly scale. It's just vertical. It's just vertical. You can't You can't nail it down. As far as I can see, it changes almost every hour. And the reason why I bring up this 1-2-1-2 is to prepare us for this possibility. If gold takes off, then this will be our last resort, if you like, to have something that will help us to put the price action, the mad price action, into shape. Okay, now having explained all that bullish potential, I'm not necessarily signing up to it. I think things are hanging up in balance here, and we're going now to dive into the hourly scale so we can have a look. So right now, if you remember, I was telling you that this is the end of the D leg according to the bearish interpretation. That's the D, and then you have A, B, C, and it's evidently busy now tracing a triangle. Yes, it's tracing a triangle, and that could of course be our B. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to stay confined in this way. It could actually pop down here, break the floor here, and make you think that it's going to dive and then come back. Okay, all in the process of terminating this ABC. Okay, but should it continue in a perfectly balanced way here, you can see this is the 15 minutes. Suppose it goes just win a bit down here, yeah, on Monday, Tuesday, and it remains very quiet, or just Monday for a few hours, and then boom, goes up. Then it'll be very tempting to come and say that in fact we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and that's a whole different matter. That's a whole different matter, because in the case of gold, unlike silver, when we come up, suppose to 1350, 1355, and we can point the finger and say, hey, we got really a classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's extremely impulsive, that would raise quite a few questions as to the bearish wave count. Because imagine if it goes back to 1355 and it refuses to fall. It does something like that, and that will be the hallmark of the bull coming back very strong. What you see here, yeah, coming back, testing these levels, refusing to break down sharply, yeah, having delivered 5 legs up, giving back some of the gains, bouncing back to the previous high, not making it, coming down again, testing the support, and then coming back again and flying through that. You've got to be a buyer. Yeah, it is very likely to continue a lot higher. Again, I emphasize that this particular interpretation is very valid and, in my opinion, very correct in the case of gold, because gold has managed to run up so much towards the previous high already. As you will see, silver is lagging far behind. So in the case of gold, giving us that ABC, tiny ABC, having delivered 5 legs up here, and then coming back, blowing the lead above this level, it's not going to stay there. No, it's not going to stay there. It's going easily there and maybe a lot higher. Okay, and as I explained, with all the other elements are going to kick into place, all these giant inverse head and shoulders. Yes, in short, that would lead to almost immediate testing of the other side of this channel, and as far as I'm concerned, far beyond that. So that is the situation currently in gold. Okay, this is silver, and you can see that silver is very far from the previous high, very far. And in the case of silver, if I just continue with my bearish interpretation, that's an A, that's a B, that's a C, that's a D, and silver can continue higher, no problem for now. Let's break to the 30 minutes. And we go up and we see that silver is basically tackling the area where I said that it is likely to face resistance. Do you remember? I told you that it's likely to reach this level and the rally is going to stall. That's exactly what's going on. This is an important resistance level, and right now the interpretation that I'm using is taking this as an ABC, so that's my A. I'm looking for a B and then another short C to terminate the E leg. Alternatively, if it's actually in the business of tracing an impulse wave. That'll be a 1, 2, 3. That's a fourth wave, okay, and it's going to shoot higher, giving you a perfect 5 waves. Now, if it's a B, in my opinion, it should go on for several days, maybe even for a week, like it, like it stalled here. It could go on for several weeks. Then you know that the likelihood that this is a B is very, very high. If it doesn't do that, and it just goes sideways for 1 or 2 days, and then it pops its head, it continues to run, then it's almost certainly telling you this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in the case of silver, it's not so simple to think about the bullish alternative. Again, the issue of the triangle, let me show you here. The issue of the triangle, if this is an A and that's a B, and we're going up in a C that will go above 21, even here we can't say that it's complete. No, it's not complete. In the case of silver, if you ask me what would be the mad bullish scenario in terms of the wave count, the one I showed you in gold, 1, 2, 1, 2, you remember? So I would say that will have to be taken as 1, that's 2, that's 1, or 1, that's 2, and that will be a third wave. So that will mean that silver will go up and up for a long time. Yes, so it will go up and up for a long time. There is massive resistance right here, you can see that. Once it clears this resistance, there'll be no stopping silver. There'll be no stopping silver. The entire weight of this support on the weekly will come into play, clearing this area right here. Silver is almost certainly going to shoot almost immediately, in my opinion. It will be a straight line like this. It's going to go to 26. Do you see? 26, because once you clear the resistance here, the next line of resistance is 26, and then you have another pretty much tough resistance to around 30, also a round number, and then beyond it, of course, is the previous high. So that is the situation currently in silver. Okay, here's GLD. That's the daily, again, with that bearish interpretation. And you can see how far GLD run up here. If I assume that we are in the final E leg and I have this as an A, we have a slight pop coming up here in gold to complete the A. Then it's got to really correct quite a lot in order for it not to completely blow off the lead and run above this level, which would puncture the whole idea of the triangle. Okay, I hope you are with me. Do you see the logic of what I'm trying to say here? It's going to stop around here, and then it's got to dive quite a lot. And then the C, it's got to stop before this line. On the daily scale, it's got to stop before this line. This line comes at around 130, 130. It's got to stop, otherwise running through that, that's going to change everything. Yeah, it's going to change. It's going to tilt the odds onto the bullish camp, and we're going to have a whole set of new considerations here. That's now the weekly. I won't go through all the arguments again, but essentially, do you see what's going on? This is an absolutely critical level right here. Hello, welcome back. I'm here to provide some details about the offer, and you need to go on to my website, that's wavemastery.com. Yes, www.wavemastery in one word, of course, .com. You follow on my homepage. Just a quick run here. There are a few articles that I wrote. Is this website for me? Psychology and trading, trading and the arts, why join? You might want to have a look, yes, to run through some of them. Subscribe here, that's where you will find a special promotional offer. Use subscription, that's a tab that essentially gets into action once you log in. It shows you the subscription that you are using, whether it's a weekend service or daily service. Resources, the tab here opens the option to go down to the chart galleries, where you will find a lot of charts. Okay, some dating from the 1970s, 1960s. Some really interesting stuff if you are into learning about charts. You're very interested to see how I applied the Elliott waves to past markets. You'll be surprised what sort of markets you're going to find here. Eggs, pork bellies, milk, all sorts of things. Really fun. So you can run through that. Useful links. just a few things that I had in mind. It's not really full list. The recommended reading list also very interesting if you are into reading more about the markets. I just mention some of the very interesting books that I read in the last in the last 10 years. You may want to take a look. Private policy, terms of use, practically standard stuff. I don't get into the business of checking or selling or merchandising your data. It's really none of my business. Special promotional offer. This is the same link that you found here under subscribe here. Just in case you are more comfortable finding it here, whatever, it's right there. It's the same. Contact us. You should use that if you have the slightest question, slightest issue in the in the process of subscribing, in the process of whatever question you have, whatever is on your mind, before subscription, after subscription, whatever. Okay, so that's login, simple. So let's go through the special promotional offer. You will see that I'm quite generous. I open it till leave it open till next year, basically 15th of January, and it gives you the trial for 9.99 euros, 50% of the normal price, basically for the daily service or the weekend, for the first calendar year. That means for 12 consecutive months you can pay 79 per month for the daily service instead of 159. And you will pay half the price also for the weekend service. So the daily video service includes the weekend service. You don't have to subscribe to both. And 1 week trial, just to see how it is, costs you $9.99. Okay, just to see what's going on, if it's your stuff, you're interested in it, etc. You can cancel anytime. You don't get money back for portion unused, but you will have access up to the end of that month in which you cancelled. Okay, there's no obligation to stay for 12 months. And the VAT issue is mainly applicable to people who come from Europe. And if you come from Europe, please go through the list here, okay? See which country relates to you. If you don't find your country and you come from Europe, it's possible I missed one. Just write to me. I'll see what can be done. Other than that, if you come from the UK, USA, Belgium, and the rest of the world, Australia, Asia, whatever, you don't pay a penny VAT. You just pay 79 per month, and you go through the button here. Scrolling down here, that's the Wave Mastery weekend video service. That starts with 2 weeks trial, priced at $4.99, 2 weeks, because you only get access to the weekend videos. And sometimes I put in a bonus video in the middle of the week, you know, just to keep you floating. I am putting an update for the weekenders, but it's not every week, okay, to be fair. So that's included, you will see, and it's 29 per month instead of 59, and the VAT charges again applicable to mainly people who come from Europe. Okay, so it's the same thing here, and if you come from UK, USA, Belgium, you choose this. Now you go through the subscription. Let's select this one, for example. You go through, you click, and it takes you to the, well, sometimes you get this security challenge, is no big deal. Let's run through that. That's ARST. Hope I got it right. PayPal puts up these things, and it gets you to PayPal's page, where the description of the offer is there. It starts with a trial for 14 days, 29 for each month for 12 installments. Okay, so every month you will be paying 29, and you click and you see that it goes to me. That's my official name, okay, the name that I use normally in documents, etc. So that goes to me. You log in. If you have an account, of course, that should be easy for you. Again, you have security challenge, but you log in, you pay, and PayPal normally brings you back to my website. to fill in the subscription form, to choose your login, your password, and after that you almost finished. You go straight to the page where you find the links directly to the videos. Okay, if you encounter any issue, any problem during this process, you need to write to me. I'll take care of that. Please fill in all your details that are required in the registration form, especially if you are from Europe. I need to know for VAT control. But also if you're outside Europe, I need to know the country. You know, just fill in the required info. And let's go back to the website here. Okay, we are back here. The same thing applies to all the other buttons. You're going to go through the same process. Now, that's it basically. If you have an interest, serious interest in trading, I cover a whole range of markets. You can ask me direct questions. You can ask me questions concerning your positions, and I will relate to them in a way that I can under the law, because I'm not licensed to give you personal advice. But what I will do, if you have a position in Apple, for example, you have a position in the Nasdaq, in the index or whatever, you want my opinion, what's going to happen, I am simply going to provide you a technical analysis of the current position, and I will tell you what I would do if it's going to do this or that, etc., etc. And then with this very detailed information, then you can follow through. You can take your decision. Okay. Other than that, if you come from countries that I don't cover, I will be prepared to look into covering the index of that country. I cover a lot of markets, but of course it's possible that you might come from a country where I don't follow. So don't be put off. You can ask me. I'll see whatever I can do. Of course I will do. That's about it. So I look forward to see you on my website. Again, don't hesitate. Shoot any question you have. I am based in Belgium. So if you write to me from the US, or from Australia, or from Asia, might take me a bit of time to react, but I will react. I will get back to you and provide you the information that you need. Okay, so wish you the best, good trading. Bye now.